I was introduced to currents about a year and a half ago. And I went back and I was looking at who are my clients that are excelling and just exploding, and who are the clients that are still kind of spinning their wheels. And as I went through and I dissected every single one of those clients, the clients that were exploding and excelling were those that automated everything. So what you were saying, they were unconsciously competent. It just happened by default. They took the 2 weeks, they got used to the adjustment. They don't even think about it anymore. It just happens. And every time we have a calibration conversation, they're further ahead than they were just 3 months earlier. My clients that stayed stuck are those that kept trying to do it manually. They wanted to control the system. They wanted to control everything. And as a result, they controlled themselves back into the same rut where they were stuck in the mud to begin with. And so that was a conversation that I had with all of those clients straight out of the gate this year. Half of those have now automated. The half that have now automated have taken off. Those that are still trying to control everything, stuck in the mud. Like they're controlling themselves out of success instead of letting that automation lead them to success.
Correct. And it's so important to get people, because people think that change requires pain versus change requires a different set of systems. And so most people have equated change to pain. And so we need to get out of the mindset of this is painful to this is pleasurable. Stop asking how hard can this be, and start asking the question, how much pleasure can you endure? And as you go and change the frame of reference, now changing all these things, oh man, when I do these simple steps over a short period of time, especially comparative to the long haul, couple weeks, very simple actions, very simple steps. It takes a little bit of time. It's a little bit annoying, a little bit mundane. And it's the things that I'm not comfortable with, because it's not really, it's not a comfort zone. I call it a familiar zone, because it's something we're familiar with. And now we're stepping into the unfamiliar. Once we realize that unfamiliar is not required to have painful experience, but can be quite pleasurable, you move that frame of reference over, and now the pain threshold goes from like boom to like a little bitty thing of that pain of change required versus the pain of being where you're at. So it's just exactly what you said, which getting people to get there sometimes a little harder than others.
That unfamiliarity, I think that's really a key thing right there, is it's unfamiliar. You just haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
It takes 30 minutes to set it up, and then it just automates by itself every single time. And you don't have to do anything. It just automatically recurs every single month. That shift makes the difference of millions and millions of greater wealth in my clients' lives for 30
Yeah.
minutes of unfamiliarity.
And I find most of the time the fear of success is a much larger hurdle than the fear of failure. Most people are afraid of succeeding, because if you succeed, what's next? Because if you fail, you come back to where you are. But if you succeed, you got to keep going. You got to go further, deeper into the unknown. So the fear of success is a much larger hurdle, much bigger thing to overcome. And for your clients, they can't fathom reality, because as Einstein said, compounding is the greatest thing of all time. It's the eighth wonder of the world.
It comes back to that unfamiliarity.
Hmm.
We're unfamiliar with that step into success, but
Yes.
we are familiar with the misery and staying stuck where we're at. Because I've always looked at that and thought, why do so many people run away from success when it's sitting right in front of your face? It's you
Mhm.
just have to pick it up. It's right there.
There's an old wise dude named Jacob, and he said they're blinded from looking beyond the mark. They wonder, how is that possible? Because they can't fathom it. They can't fathom that something so small can create such large orders of magnitude, and that great change often is small things done consistently over time.
That reminds me of the story of the English bicycling team, that
Oh
they were
yeah.
so bad
Oh yeah.
that bike manufacturers are like, please don't use our bikes. Please, we will pay you not to use our bikes because of how bad they were, until they finally got a coach that was aiming for a 1% improvement daily. Over the course of a year, it transformed the entire team until they took the Olympics.
Yeah. They were unstoppable.